Hi there, I'm John Chen, author of Engaging Virtual Meetings and the producer of TechLearn 2021 Virtual Conference, coming up October 25th through the 29th. Welcome to TechLearn Tips. Today, our guest is Phil Cowsill from PJ Rules. Let's bring Phil in. Hey Phil, how you doing?
Very good, John. It's good to be here with you, and thank you for the invite.
Yeah, where are you calling in from today, Phil?
I'm from North Bay, Ontario in Canada. We're about 3.5 hours north of Toronto. If you remember the Toronto Raptors when they won the NBA championship, I'm 3.5 hours north of them.
Fantastic.
I call it God's country because it's beautiful out here. We don't have to worry about forest fires right now, so it's a great place to be.
Fantastic. I know my friend was actually in that parade, of course, when your Raptors won. So congratulations for that, and welcome from Canada. All right, hey, Phil's going to be speaking at TechLearn 2021 today. Let's see. Phil's going to be speaking at TechLearn 2021. I'm going to learn how to speak in just a second. And today he's going to share one tip from this session called Punch Up Your Images by Unlocking Hidden Tricks in Photoshop. Hey, Phil, what's your tip?
Well, the one tip I want to bring up right away is the fact that you can have true 3D objects inside of Photoshop. And if you think about 3D software such as 3D Studio Max or Maya or the free version of Blender, it can be very complicated, very difficult. But inside of Photoshop, they made it very simple for you to create 3D images and 3D objects. So also, rather than having a 2D image in your learning, you're now going to put it in a 3D shape and start to rotate it and play with it at different angles. And it's literally just a few clicks away on how you can do that.
Wow, Phil. And what do you see as the difference between a 2D and a 3D image, right? Have you seen like the power or the response rate?
Well, the big difference is what you're going to look at or what your learners are looking at. And I'm actually doing a presentation on visual design at another conference, but the key thing on that was when students look at your learning, what are they looking at? Remember, these people often are playing computer games and very professional-looking graphics. And then you take a look at your learning. What does it look like? And if it doesn't have some sort of punch or some sort of wow factor, they're not going to be too engaged. You're actually going to lose them a little bit. And if your stuff looks sloppy, and you've lost the professionalism. And so then people start to take less or give your content less credibility because it does not look professional. So what we want to do is with a few simple clicks and just learn some of the background things that goes on inside of Photoshop and using the artificial intelligence called Sensei instead of Adobe Photoshop, you can really punch up your images to make it look very sharp, very wow, give them that wow factor, and your people will be able to remember your content because you give them a little something extra that they're not used to seeing inside of learning.
Last question is, what's one of the pictures that has the wow factor that you remember for training?
Oh, let's see. Well, the one picture that I remember was actually, it was a globe, but it's a wireframe of a globe that was in 3D space, and then you can actually rotate the globe around, and that was quite stunning. And I actually also did another one for a car company where you can actually rotate the car around in 3D space, and that'll use a few more tips and tricks to get that to happen. But the fact that you can start to play with things in 3D space is amazing. And one more that I did is where I created had a virtual set from Star Trek Voyager, and then from there it was a 360-degree image, and you can rotate all the way around, and I had animations happening. But the fact that you were engaged instead of 3D virtual reality was something that was really, really impressive, and that you remember.
And that's what you remember. That's one of the key parts of training too. It's not the things that you hear, it's the things that you remember. Thank you, Phil, for that visual tip, and we look forward to seeing you. Again, Phil's going to be at, I love that TechLearn tip, and Phil's going to be at TechLearn, which has more than 130 learning experiences, all for $595. Register now at techlearnconference.com. You can use the discount code CHEN, I have my last name, Charlie Hector Enigma Nigeria, to save $100 and get a free $29 Engaging Virtual Meetings book. Hey, Phil and I will see you there.